the lives of Mughal royal women often appear shrouded in mystery. Confined within the walls of the harem or zanana, their days are often imagined as filled with idle luxury and endless leisure. Yet the reality was far more nuanced. These women, far from being passive figures, led lives rich with religious devotion, intellectual pursuits, and creative expression. They wielded considerable influence, shaping not only the domestic sphere, but also the political and cultural landscape of the Mughal Empire. As the first rays of dawn illuminated the Mughal palaces, the royal women would begin their day with the Fajr prayer. This spiritual commencement set the tone for the hours ahead. Personal grooming followed, a meticulous process involving fragrant baths, elaborate hairstyles adorned with jewels, and the application of delicate perfumes. Breakfast was a light affair, consisting of fresh fruits, nuts, and creamy milk, often enjoyed in the serene surroundings of private gardens. The gardens, with their intricate water features and vibrant flora, provided a tranquil escape from the bustle of palace life. Here, amidst the sweet songs of birds and the gentle rustling of leaves, the royal women could find moments of quiet contemplation. Education was highly prized within the Mughal court, where learning and intellectual pursuits were seen as essential to personal and societal growth. The Mughal emperors themselves were often patrons of the arts and education, fostering an environment where knowledge was revered and scholars were highly respected. The royal women were no exception to this cultural norm. They were provided with the best education available, ensuring they were well versed in various fields of knowledge. This was not merely a privilege, but a responsibility, as educated women were expected to contribute to the intellectual and cultural life of the court. Tutored by renowned scholars, these women delved into the study of languages, literature, and the arts. They learned Persian, Arabic, and sometimes even Sanskrit, enabling them to read and appreciate a wide range of literary works. Their education was comprehensive, covering subjects from poetry and philosophy to astronomy and mathematics. Calligraphy, with its elegant strokes and intricate designs, was considered a mark of refinement. The art of beautiful writing was not just a skill, but a form of meditation and expression. The royal women spent hours perfecting their calligraphy, creating manuscripts that were both visually stunning and intellectually profound. Mastery of the Quran and Islamic jurisprudence were also essential aspects of their education, reflecting the deep spirituality that permeated Mughal society. Understanding religious texts and laws was crucial, as it allowed them to engage in theological discussions and contribute to the spiritual discourse of the time. Many Mughal princesses, like Jahanara Begum, became renowned for their intellectual prowess. They engaged in theological debates, composed exquisite poetry, and even wrote treatises on various subjects. Their contributions were not limited to the confines of the palace, but extended to the broader intellectual community. The pursuit of knowledge was intertwined with artistic expression. The royal women were not only scholars, but also artists, using their education to inform and enhance their creative endeavors. They painted, wrote, and composed, creating works that were celebrated for their beauty and depth. Painting, with its vibrant colors and intricate details, offered an outlet for creativity. The royal women often depicted scenes from nature, mythology, and daily life, infusing their works with personal and cultural significance. Their paintings were not just art, but a reflection of their inner worlds and intellectual pursuits. The walls of the zanana were often adorned with exquisite murals depicting scenes from nature, courtly life, and beloved stories. These murals were a testament to the artistic talents of the royal women and their ability to transform their surroundings into spaces of beauty and inspiration. Embroidery, another cherished art form, saw the royal women transforming fine silks and velvets into masterpieces of intricate design. This craft required patience, precision, and a keen eye for detail, qualities that were cultivated through their rigorous education. These creations, imbued with the touch of their skilled hands, served as testaments to their artistry and creativity. The embroidered textiles were not just decorative items, but symbols of their intellectual and artistic achievements, reflecting the rich cultural heritage of the Mughal era. The weight of the crown courtly duties and charity. While the zenana provided a sanctuary, the royal women were not isolated from the affairs of the empire. The zenana, often perceived as a secluded and private space, was in fact a hub of significant activity. It was a place where the women of the royal family could engage in intellectual pursuits, artistic endeavors, and even political discussions. The women here were well educated and often well versed in the arts and sciences, making the zenana a vibrant and dynamic environment. Indeed, many played active roles in courtly life, wielding considerable influence. These women were not mere bystanders, they were active participants in the governance and cultural life of the empire. They attended court sessions, engaged in diplomatic negotiations, and were patrons of the arts and architecture. Their influence extended beyond the palace walls, affecting the lives of their subjects and the direction of the empire. Empress Nur Jahan, wife of Emperor Jahangir, is a prime example. Her story is one of remarkable power and influence. Born as Mehr-un-Nisa, she rose to become one of the most powerful women in Mughal history. Her marriage to Jahangir was not just a union of two individuals, but a partnership that shaped the course of the empire. Known for her sharp intellect and political acumen, she participated in court discussions, advised her husband on matters of state, and even issued farmans or royal decrees under her own seal. Her ability to navigate the complex political landscape of the Mughal court was unparalleled. She was a patron of the arts, commissioning numerous architectural projects and fostering a cultural renaissance during her time. Charity was another important duty. The Mughal women were deeply involved in philanthropic activities, understanding that their power came with the responsibility to care for their subjects. They believed in the principle of zakat, a form of almsgiving treated in Islam as a religious obligation or tax. The Mughal empresses and princesses often oversaw the distribution of alms to the poor and needy. They organized large-scale charity events, ensuring that food, clothing, and money were distributed to those in need. These acts of charity were not just about giving. They were about building a bond between the rulers and the ruled, fostering a sense of community and mutual respect. They established and managed charitable institutions, including hospitals and schools, demonstrating their compassion and commitment to the welfare of their subjects. These institutions were often funded by the royal treasury and were accessible to people from all walks of life. The hospitals provided medical care, while the schools offered education to children, ensuring that the next generation was well prepared for the future. Their philanthropic endeavors earned them the respect and admiration of the people, further solidifying the Mughal dynasty's legitimacy. The legacy of these royal women is a testament to their strength, intelligence, and compassion. They were not just figures of beauty and grace, but were instrumental in shaping the history and culture of the Mughal Empire. An afternoon of leisure and refinement. Afternoons in the zenana were dedicated to leisure and socializing. The women of the Mughal court would gather in the cool, shaded courtyards, surrounded by the lush greenery and the soothing sounds of fountains. These gatherings were not just a time for idle chatter, but also a space for sharing wisdom, exchanging stories, and engaging in various forms of art and craft. The women would often be seen embroidering intricate patterns, painting delicate miniatures, or even composing poetry. The atmosphere was one of camaraderie and mutual respect, where each woman's talents were celebrated and encouraged. Lunch, a lavish affair, featured a vast array of dishes, each more delectable than the last. Aromatic biryanis, succulent kebabs, fragrant curries, and delicate desserts graced the table, a testament to the culinary skills of the Mughal chefs. The preparation of these meals was an art form in itself, with recipes passed down through generations and perfected over time. The chefs took great pride in their work, using the finest ingredients and the most precise techniques to create dishes that were not only delicious but also visually stunning. The presentation of the food was as important as its taste, with each dish arranged in a way that was pleasing to the eye. The culinary team worked tirelessly to ensure that every meal was a feast for the senses. The aromas wafting from the kitchen, the vibrant colors of the dishes, and the symphony of flavors all came together to create an unforgettable dining experience. The royal family and their guests would gather around the table, eager to sample the array of delicacies laid out before them. The meal was a time for shared stories, laughter, and the strengthening of familial bonds. It was during these moments that the women of the Zenana would connect with one another on a deeper level, sharing their hopes, dreams, and experiences. The conversations flowed as freely as the food and drink, creating an atmosphere of warmth and togetherness. These gatherings were a vital part of the social fabric of the Mughal court, fostering a sense of community and belonging among the women. Following lunch, a period of rest or siesta was customary. The warm afternoons lent themselves to relaxation, and the royal women would retire to their private chambers, often cooled by the gentle breezes of handheld fans or the soothing flow of water through intricate channels. These moments of repose were essential for maintaining their well-being, allowing them to recharge and prepare for the activities of the evening. The private chambers were a sanctuary of peace and tranquility, adorned with luxurious furnishings and decorated with exquisite artwork. The women would often spend this time reading, writing, or simply enjoying the serenity of their surroundings. The gentle rustling of the leaves, the soft murmur of the water, and the distant chirping of birds created a soothing symphony that lulled them into a state of deep relaxation. These quiet hours provided a respite from the day's activities, allowing them to recharge and prepare for the evening ahead. As the sun began to set, the Zenana would come alive once more with preparations for the evening's entertainment and festivities. The afternoons in the Mughal Zenana were a perfect blend of leisure, refinement, and cultural enrichment, reflecting the elegance and sophistication of the Mughal court.